I would like to convey my sincere thanks to you all for the invitation passed to me to give a Dhamma talk. Especially, I would like to convey my regards to Venerable Chuan and students and friends of his class, also giving me some thoughts to give a Dhamma talk. In this Dhamma talk, I would like to talk more about mindfulness. In other words, I would like to explain to you some important things which we can achieve with the help of mindfulness practice. So I would like to say, I am going to talk to you happiness through mindfulness. Before I come to explain things, happiness and mindfulness, I would like to say few things about Dhamma talks or sermons. Some people use the word Dhamma sermon. Generally we use these two words, Dhamma talk. Dhamma, the word is very important for us to understand and pay attention towards the meaning of the word Dhamma. Dhamma has many meanings, many deep meanings we can know about the Dhamma. Generally, we call Dhamma to teachings of the Buddha. In other words, Dhamma means teachings of the Buddha. That is our popular or well-known understanding about Dhamma. But it has other important aspects also. Buddha's teaching is called Dhamma because teachings of the Buddha can uphold people going into wrong side or going to suffering. In other words, Dhamma means those who practice teachings of the Buddha goes to higher places, goes to higher kind of happiness. Again, I can say people who can practice can be born hereafter, can be born in pleasant and happy places, not in suffering places. Those who practice the other side, that means adhamma, evil practices, they will be born in suffering places. So Dhamma stops people going to suffering places and uphold them, then guide them to be born in happy and peaceful places. That is the main meaning of the Dhamma. So, when we give a Dhamma talk, we especially choose certain topics based on teachings of the Buddha. The topic which I have taken today, happiness through mindfulness, is quite a common topic, but remember it is very, very important to us when we think of the practice of teachings of the Buddha. Happiness, commonly, I can say everybody wants to experience happiness. Everybody likes to lead a happy life. In another words, I can say everybody likes to do things thinking they can achieve happiness. But unfortunately, people who do not know much about Buddhism or who do not know Buddhism at all choose the wrong path achieve to happiness. Any kind of practices we can say based on wrong path, the purpose of practitioners are doing that kind of things with greed, ignorance and hatred. These are main immoral roots. So with immoral roots or wrong thoughts, if a person is doing something, such things, such practices can bring people towards suffering. Not only next life, even in this very life also, as end result, people have to suffer if their motivation or attention is guided by immoral roots. As I said before, greed, anger and ignorance. So, happiness through mindfulness practice in Buddhist teaching is very important, because while we are doing anything in our life, even daily activities, mindfulness is very important for us to perform our activities in a correct way. Generally, people have mindfulness in different levels. Even if we don't pay much attention towards teachings of the Buddha, while we are doing our daily activities, we pay some attention, awareness towards our activities. Otherwise, we cannot do our daily activities correctly. For example, let us say somebody is driving a car. He needs a kind of happiness, mindfulness, in order to drive correctly. While he is driving his car, he has to be aware, he has to be mindful about the work he is doing. In other words, driving. So he can avoid unpleasant experiences. Pleasantly he can drive, and he will be safe, and people who are going by his vehicle are also safe. On the other hand, if we think of cooking and food, they are very familiar to our life. Every day people do cooking, every day people eat. So when we cook food, what is important is it is taste, it is goodness, then it should be good for our health, and it should be cooked well or properly. All these things are very important when we think of cooking. But we cannot do it properly unless we are mindful. We are not mindful about that. Unless we do not pay our attention towards that properly. We have to choose the right food, we have to choose proper ingredients, we have to clean our food properly before cook, and we should know the time, how long we should cook it, and so on. In that way, we can cook proper food, proper way, correctly, we can eat and have some kind of happiness. So, like this, in our life, whatever the actions we do, we need a kind of attention, kind of mindfulness. I call it general mindfulness. We all have general mindfulness. We all must have general mindfulness, whatever the things we do. When we drive, when we talk, when we prepare our food, when we are attending to religious activities or non-religious activities, even when we are going to somewhere, walking along the road, crossing the road, like this, for our every activities we need a kind of mindfulness. That mindfulness helps us to do things in a proper way. On the other hand, it brings us safety and good guidance. But when we talk about happiness through mindfulness, I would like to talk to you happiness through mindfulness based on teachings of the Buddha. First of all, I must say, when we think or talk about happiness through mindfulness based on teachings of the Buddha, we have to use another word before the word mindfulness. Right mindfulness. Just now I was mentioning to you about mindfulness, that I call general mindfulness. Mindfulness or attention, proper attention towards our day-to-day life activities, which is very important. But in Buddhist teaching, when we learn about happiness through mindfulness, we must use the word, two words, right and mindfulness, right mindfulness. General mindfulness is also, if we do properly, if we have properly, it can be right, but sometimes due to lack of mindfulness or attention, we do wrong things. But when we use the word right mindfulness, it cannot go wrong. We have to pay an extra attention for our mindfulness to be right mindfulness. We must stay away from wrong mindfulness. Here, I even like to use the word perfect mindfulness. Perfect mindfulness, right mindfulness generally can use, but it is better to use perfect mindfulness when we talk about mindfulness based on teachings of the Buddha. Because sometimes certain things can be right. Right does not mean it is perfect. There may be some weaknesses. We may do something good. Let us say, if you want to give some meritorious deeds, most probably we can say a common meritorious deed, giving dana or offerings, helping senior people, helping people who are in need of our kindness, our support. We can help and we can have some attention or mindfulness towards such activities or actions. When we do such things, we have good attention, right attention, right mindfulness. but sometimes our mindfulness may not be very, very good. There may be a bit of uh, lacking of wisdom. When 10 people are giving or practicing uh, dana or offerings or helping the needy, 10 people's thoughts are different. Everybody may have some kind of good thoughts, everybody may pay some attention towards such good activities, but different people have different understanding, different attention, not the same level of attention towards good deeds. So some people may have right mindfulness towards the activities, but it may not be perfect. Some people who know the Dhamma may pay perfect mindfulness. Perfect mindfulness means there is nothing wrong with the mindfulness, there is nothing lacking, total attention, total wisdom, total understanding towards the action. While we are doing something, if we have total attention, total awareness and happiness towards our actions, and have some understanding about the action which we are doing properly or correctly, we can say we have perfect mindfulness. So things can be right. It doesn't mean when we do things they are perfectly correct, or we do them perfect mindfulness. So according to Buddhism, when we talk about happiness through mindfulness, we have to understand happiness through perfect mindfulness. We should do with some proper awareness and good understanding about the work or action which we are doing. So that is called perfect mindfulness. Now I would like to direct your attention towards another aspect of mindfulness. You all know, when we practice mindfulness as a meditation, first thing we want to practice, or at the very beginning we want to practice, is breathing practice. Mindfulness on breathing. Breathing mindfulness, in other words, breathing on mindfulness in Buddhist teaching, I can say one of the most beautiful and important practice. Breathing and mindfulness, these two can go very well together. We know breath is mainly an action which helps us to survive. We breathe in, breathe out every day, every time. There is no time which we can say we have stopped breathing. So birth to now, if not birth to end of our life, we breathe in, we breathe out. So that shows how important this practice to our life, in other words, for our survival. We survival mainly because of our in-breath and out-breath. I know some physicians, certain physicians, when they want to check their patients, or when somebody go and inform them about their health problems, first thing they do is they check their breath. Based on the breath, they can say this person is healthy or not. In other words, when we want to come to a judgment, decision about somebody's health or good health, we can use that person's in-breath and out-breath. If somebody has a clear and good breathing, that means in-breath and out-breath, that alone also is very helpful us to know that person is a healthy person. Although everybody likes to have good health, when we are healthy, we take granted of that. We neglect our attention towards good health. But now, when we think of the situation of the world is facing a very serious health problem. Not only a health problem, even a problem of survival. So now is the best time to pay more attention towards good health and survival of human being and all other beings in this planet. To do that, most important thing is we have to be aware of the need of good health and importance of maintaining good health. So, as I mentioned earlier, our mindfulness practice with the help of breathing can play a very important part in our life for this particular purpose. Earlier also I have mentioned, when we want to look at somebody and see whether he is an healthy person or not, checking the breath or looking at the breath is very important. If the breath is very healthy, happening in a proper way, he is a healthy person. So when we practice mindfulness with the help of breathing practice, our breath will be improved, the condition of breath will be improved, and that helps to improve our good health. So that is very important for us to learn and practice. On the other hand, awareness towards breath, we should improve. It helps us to pay our attention towards our daily activities, our spiritual development, and all other work to improve. With well-developed mindfulness, with the help of breathing practice or breathing meditation, will help to improve all our activities, and in a way I can say we will be able to overcome our present situation due to coronavirus. So let us learn and practice mindfulness meditation with the help of our in-breath and out-breath, and bring happiness to ourselves and good health to ourselves and whole world. May the Triple Gem bless you. May all members of Buddhist Library and Singaporeans will be protected by Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Thank you.